December 31st, 1983, a man passes of a stroke in a hospital in Rwanda. 4 years later, four of his own followers are unalived by government troops fighting for what he believed in. 42 years later, after that, the president of Angola pins a medal of his memory. And somewhere in the middle of all of it, an American paranormal YouTuber tells his audience that this same man survived being run through a tractor. One of those four things is corroborated by the state archives and surveillance. Guess which one is it? Welcome back. This Rugged Talk. This Adrian right here, and my man Static. We're about to get into one tonight. Now, everybody has heard the name Jesus, of course, but have you heard about the Black Jesus? Probably not. That's probably on purpose. But I'm going to put y'all guys on a name. I want you guys to go look up a name named Simao Toko. It's Simaotoko. Well, Mama named him Mayamona, which means he who has seen. And I don't know what kind of pressure that is to put on a newborn, but we about to get into all of that. See, in 1918, Northern Angola, Portuguese colony, this kid grows up in a Baptist mission system, becomes a Sunday school teacher, real humble start. Then in 1935, he's 17. He can't sleep. He takes a walk. And he says he runs into a man in a khaki suit. And the man tells him, "You're going to be God." Doesn't explain nothing, just says, and I'm paraphrasing, "I'm about to put something in you that you won't understand yet." Then the man just dips. Now look, I heard of a lot of testimonies about it. I run a barbershop. I run a nonprofit that deals with grown men who are rebuilding their whole life from scratch. I know what it sounds like when somebody's telling the truth about something that is about to change their life, even if I can't verify the details. Simao Toko said it happened to him. Now, whatever that was, it was. But we're going to fast forward to 1949. He's in Leopoldville. That's Kanisha's son now, leading in a choir. And one night in July, a few hundred people are praying at somebody's house. And witnesses says that the winds picked up in a room and people start speaking in tongues. By morning, there's a crowd outside that house. That's it. That's the whole founding moment of what becomes the Tokia's Church, one of the biggest religious movements in Angola to this day. Millions of followers, still growing. See, but then within months, the colonial government, they got him. They locked him up.
Portugal's secret police opened a surveillance file on Simao Toko that ran for 24 years. Intercepted mail, photographs. He was exiled twice. Once to a labor camp in the Namibe Desert, once to a lighthouse in the Azores, 1,100 miles into the Atlantic, for 11 years. That file is public record today, in Lisbon. Most conspiracies don't come with a paper trail. This one does.
So, here's in a lighthouse, because a man led a prayer meeting. And I want y'all to sit with that for a second, because that's not ancient history. That's the same colonial playbook we had talked about on the show before. And we all know, you don't need a reason to lock up a black man if you got a badge in the back. You just need to be organized. Organized is dangerous. A crowd that shows up because you told them to, that's the part that got them scared, not theology. His own biographers, church people, not internet randoms, says Portugal tried to unalive him more than once out there in the Azores. Records doesn't say how, just that it did happen. And he kept surviving it. And by the time he finally came home in 1974, right before independence, the newspaper called him the man of peace. Should have been the end of that story. It wasn't. New government, same suspicion. They arrested him. December of 1983, he's visibly sick. And people who were there say he was crying at gatherings and won't say why. His last public speech, Christmas Day, he tells a farming parable. A farmer doesn't harvest forever. Everything's got a limit. Then, in private, he tells somebody else a second one. After he's gone, the church is going to be like a dead elephant in the forest, and the vultures are going to come for their piece. Week later, stroke, he was gone. New Year's Eve, 1983. He never named a successor. Nobody knows why. And the vultures, they showed up exactly like he said. The church is split into 4 fractions inside a decade. 1987, 2 of those fractions clashed at Setia, same spot where he had his vision back in 35. And it goes so violent, the government sends in special forces. 4 people died. By 1992, the government just throws in the towel and recognizes 3 different Tokyo's churches as legally distinct, like recognizing 3 different companies. It's all inherit the same dead man's name. Then in 2000, a guy named Afonso Nunez shows up from Toko's home region and says the prophet spirit didn't just visit him and move in with him, he personified him. He's not just challenging Toko, he's saying Toko is back, and it works. Nunez builds the biggest faction in tens of thousands of members, a temple meant to hold 50,000 people. It gets political enough to campaign in national elections. But here's the part that I can't get past. 12 elders, the actual guys Toko personally appointed, the ones who knew him, met this dude and said, nah. And there's a reason. It wasn't reincarnation is impossible. The reason was he talked too much, trying to prove it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The people who really know somebody, they can smell somebody pump faking from a mile away. All right, so here's the part that gets wild. I know y'all been waiting on this. So first, I got to put some respect on the process, because y'all know I don't do the some people say on the Reggae Talk podcast. See, there's a whole internet version of the story. Toko gets unalive, like brutally, and repeatedly he comes back every time. The most popular version, Portuguese farmer, tricks him into falling under the truck that cleared the blades. He starts it up, cuts him to pieces in front of witnesses. Mind you, witnesses. And he just stands back up in front of the tractor like it was nothing. That story was told by a guy by the name of David Wilcox, an American paranormal author. He had a show called Cosmic Disclosures. Used to pop up on Ancient Aliens on the History Channel. He told it on his platform as a top secret story from an anonymous insider. Then he points to a 2001 issue of a magazine called Nexus as cooperation. And I actually went and traced that. That Nexus excerpt comes from a real book. It's called True Third Secret of the Fatima Revealed, written in 2001 by a Toko's believer named Jose Mello. That book is real. It's even cited by name in the actual peer-reviewed academic research on this book. They did academic research on this book. As one of the splinter faction devotional literature argues, Toko fulfilled the Vatican's prophecy. So y'all walk the chain with me on this one. One faction religious book from the inside the church gets inserts from a fringe paranormal magazine, gets retold secondhandly by American insiders' testimony, and 20 years later is still all over social media like suppressed historical fact. It's not in the secret police file. It's not in any of the 3 biographies written by people inside the church. And it directly contradicts one thing every single rival faction agrees on, despite hating each other over everything else, that he had a stroke and he died in his sleep on New Year's Eve. But do you think that's a cover-up or a devotional legend that got laundered through a paranormal media until it looked like it was leaked? I'll leave y'all with this because it's too strange not to say. David Walcott passed away this past April. Colorado ruled it an SI by the sheriffs out there. 2 days before, he was live on YouTube saying he had a really rough week. He was saying people in his field kept disappearing, and it's a little bit scary. This is after another UFO researcher, Erin Von Daniken, I think her name was, passed back in January. His own fans right now saying he got silenced. Now, I'm not saying that. It's always 3 sides to a story. I'm just saying, this man said that if he told this story in the position that he was in, he would be unalive. He's now not with us anymore. Not after he told that story. Now, one will have to ask oneself, is that a coincidence? Or he knew about the Black Jesus and someone didn't want you to know? Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Guys, that really helps. I'm Adrian.
And I'm Static. Thanks for watching Rugged Past.
Yep. And until next time, take care.
Static brings the edge, every word lands clean. Late night questions, hard truth in the room, no fake shine here.